Alright, welcome back to Just Magic the Gathering. I was, looking at what to do. I was entertaining opening my packs. I have 2 packs, doesn't quite fill out my rings. I have 10,000 coins, which is enough to do the Premier Draft, and that is what I was saving my coins for. But when I went to go do the Premier Draft, I noticed they have the midweek challenge up, which is a brawl challenge. And I'm kind of interested in doing that. But if I did something like the quick draft for 5,000, picked up another 3 packs or 4 packs, then I could finish out the rings, or a ring and a half, or I was trying to figure out exactly what that is. But the one thing I was thinking with that is, because I almost have enough gems to do the Premier Draft. If I get another 200 gems, I'm there. And if it is about, because if I want to pick the cards, I have the same amount of ability to pick cards in the draft and on both. So it's really if I can get the 7 wins in the 2 packs versus there's more rewards for the one that has twice the entry fee, but it's almost like twice as much for a little less than twice as much gems, or I already covered some of this. You get more cards if you do make it to the 7. But I was looking at doing basically both. I think I can do the quick draft, and as long as I do even mediocre in this, I should be able to do the Premier Draft. So I normally look at my cards a little different. Is this untimed? The quick draft gives me infinite time. I am not drafting with other people. And at a certain point I knew that. It's just been a while since I did one. United Front. I will still try and make this quick because, yeah. Are there any straight bombs, lightning strike, direct damage? I was wondering about trying to build more like if I can get away with building a mono deck, it would be nice. And direct damage is great. I feel a little guilty passing up, because otherwise I'm leaning into white and allies. What else do we have? Training gowns. Activated abilities or your creatures cost 2% less to activate. Suki. Courageous Risk Viewer. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield. During your turn, create a 1/1. White ally. White is about building allies. 2/1 Vigilance whenever you draw your second card, but +1/+1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, create a clue token. Card draw is nice. But with that being said, I think I'm just going to go for the direct damage and see about pulling Combustion Technique. I already exchanged a token for that. Or I could go for a second Lightning Strike. It does 2 damage plus the number of lessons in my graveyard, which means I almost need to pull more into lessons. Both are direct damage. Both cost the same. 2+, I shouldn't say the same. I'll take the Combustion Technique. The Cave of Two Lovers. If I'm pulling mono, create 2/1/1 white ally creature token. Search your library for a mountain or cave. Put it into your hand, then shuffle, and then Earthbend at the end. I kind of like that. I know I don't have one. Ty Lee, Artful Acrobat, Prowess. Whenever she attacks, you may pay 1. When you do, target creature can't be blocked. I kind of like that. Alright, I'm getting locked out almost. It's a 4 with reach. Menace, firebending 1. This creature deals damage. Deals 1 damage to each opponent for 3. Not a huge fan of that. This creature gets +1/+0 and has trample as long as you control a land creature or a land creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn. So it relies on earthbending to become a 4/4. I'm not a huge fan of either of those. But at a certain point, you do what you do, or you get what you get. Or on that note, I can pull outside of color and slim down. Or even maybe look to do blue. There is some nice slowdown in blue. But I think I'd rather have her than what my options were. Card draw? Yeah, I'll take the card drop, thank you. The land isn't a bad option, I don't think, either, because I'm not really looking to earthbend, though. Red-green, I am really getting pushed into something other than an instant lesson. Draw a card, target creature enchantment. The owner of target creature enchantment puts it in the library, second from the top or bottom, and I create a clue token. Black, blue. Mills 3 cards, exile 1 non-creature, non-land card from that player's graveyard for as long as you control it. You may cast that during your turn by waterbending X rather than paying its mana cost. Choices. Sorry, need to make this somewhat quick. The vigilance is nice for 4. I'll take the other card draw. Stays the fox. It relies on getting stronger. I kind of like the, yeah. Boom, boom. Benevolent River Spirit. Additional cost. Waterbend 5. Ouch. Flying Ward 2. This creature enters Scry 2. I like that. The problem is that even though it's cheap, you have to have the width on the board to cover it. I like the flyer with Vigilance. Counter target spell, draw a card, mill 3 cards, untap target land. It's expensive, but it isn't just a straight counter. There's nothing they can do about it. I have a kitty that has some extra energy. Not sure if you could hear the fake mouse rattling around down the hall. Yep. Protection. Go mono-colored. Protection for sure. Untap this artifact during each other's. Add 1 mana of any color. For 3, you get... That's not too shabby. Because I get mana to spend on their turn, potentially. Perpetually. And it's mana ramp. It's +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn. Untap it. Alright. Foggy Swamp Visions. Firebend, exhaust. Guess your next lesson this turn, copy it, and you may choose a new target for it. What do I actually have for lessons? Not a lot at this point. I was wondering about going with the direct damage. 3 damage to anything is nice. When this creature enters, create 1/1 white ally token. Legendary human rebel ally. In a way, I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to pull down to just red. Let's see. Because the water grasp is nice if I actually wanted to consider blue as well. I only have 1 lightning strike. Spirit Oasis. When the Spirit Oasis enters, draw a card for each shrine you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, draw a card. I like that for card draw. Tap, discard a card, and draw a card. For 1, sacrifice, return target instant sorcery from your graveyard to hand. Activate only during your turn. 0/3 for 2? That allows me to be like, oh, I really don't like the discarding a card to draw a card, but it's nice when it's like, I really need mana, and I can just... That wasn't the card I needed? I'd almost rather have the Oasis or the Shrine. I now actually have 3 of those. The card draw. And they are lessons. I should have caught that earlier. Fire Lord Zuko. Firebending X, where X is Fire Lord's power. Whenever you cast a spell from exile and a permanent you control enters from exile. I don't actually have anything that works on that. The Tiger Dullo. This creature can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power before or greater. I'm not a huge fan of the Fire Nation Raider. But if I'm going to be trying to pull... I'll go for my 3rd Lightning Strike. The Prowess Exhaust for double strike is handy, or my... Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Add 1 mana of any color for only a lesson. The direct damage would be nice, but what am I at for creatures? I have 6 creatures, 6 non-creatures. I need creatures pretty badly. Alright, yeah, not much for options. How to start a riot. Just wondering about going with a creature, but the clue token for the draw isn't bad. Menace can get damage through, and it gets all my creatures +2, +0. I kind of like that for 3. I really wouldn't mind being able to pull down to monocolor. And then I went for the Cave of Two Lovers. I already have one of those. For 4, you get the 2 allies. I mean, I kind of like it. The discard a card and draw 2 cards can be nice. And they're lessons. And they're cheaper. If I can keep my deck cheap, it'd be nice. For 5, Firebending 2, Exhaust for 8, but 2+1/+1 counters on this creature, gains trample until end of turn. Although I'm not a fan of the Tiger Dilo, I need the creatures. I don't know. I guess I'm curious to see or know people's thoughts on drafting. I haven't really seen other people cover their drafts, etc. Maybe I should just go out and look to see how other people draft. Ember Island Project Production. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's non-legendary and it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it's non-legendary. I like that. Copy creature? It's expensive. Here it's like, I'll take Yip Yip over the land. Spirit Water Revival. Iroh, the Tea Master. The Deadly Agents. Energy Bending. Gain all basic land type until end of turn. Huh. And you get to draw a card. So if my mountains can now work as plains or as islands, and that's interesting for 2, and it replaces itself. Man. 16 to 11. There isn't a lot. I mean, I'm down into the commons before I see more creatures. Zuko the Conflicted. This is the one that transfers to the opponent's control. The first Metal Bender. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. They don't gain the ability to tap for mana. Interesting. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Oh, so I guess it allows me to, like, turn my artifacts into earthbendable items. The Twin Blades. Boom, boom, boom. The Price of Freedom. Destroy target artifact or land an opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for basic land, put it on the battlefield, tap, and shuffle, draw a card. That way I can destroy, I guess, like a dual land. And they have to replace it with a mono land. $11 to $18. I was really thinking the Price of Freedom. I like the look of that for 2, but going back to it has draw a card, it replaces itself. And I already have a Fire Nation Cadet, right? No. It's a 1/2 for 1. I like it. The damage you and replace itself, I like maybe a little bit better. The Rhino Cavalry. And the clue token, I have to put 2 in to get my card back, which isn't super nice, but I already picked up one of the... I think I'm going to just have to run red-blue. The Cunning Maneuver... I maybe should have taken... I already have 4 of the Boomerang Basics. It is a lesson. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you control that permanent, I can draw a card. So this helps with things that have the enter on effect, but I don't really have anything at that point. But it works as slowdown because I can return some of their stuff for 1. Return one of their things for 1, I should say. The Giant Koi I kind of like the looks of too, but it's expensive. If I waterbend 3, he can push through. He can island cycle if I don't have any islands. I mean, the main thing is he's expensive. Thing about with power 2 or less can't be blocked is, what do I have for things that are 2 or less? And the one thing is too is I can say like you or 2 or less, and then I can then I can actually engage your prowess to get her over. There is a trick there you can do. The Boomerang Basics. The slowdown's nice. Honest Work, Shared Roots, in a way I almost wanted all the Shared Roots. I think I have enough though, or I already exchanged for them. I do like the Cat Owl, but the Fire Nation Cadets will help round out my creatures. Benevolent River Spirit. You're cheap, but I already covered that. All right. Well, that is that. Let's see if I can actually trim it down to mono. I can. What kind of balance does that give me? 15 creatures, 11 non-creatures. So I actually, yeah, need to strip creatures. Do. And if I'm cheap, the 17 lands is high. Because it should be, or could be, like 13, 13, 14, right? If I had balance, and the deck's running cheap. What did I have for that was blue, white, earthbending energy. I could throw in one of those. And I'm at 13, 12, 15. So, yeah, no, I'm actually kind of happy with that. Let's see how it ended up. I have 2 Fire Nation cadets, the combustion technique, 3 of the Desert Disciples, 1 of the Fire Sages, 2 Lightning Strikes, 1 of the My Jade Edges, a Price of Freedom, 1 Tiger Dilo, 1 UN Archers, 4 of the Abandoned Detachments, 1 Energy Bending, 1 Treetop Fighter, 2 Twin Blades, 1 Ty Lee Artful Acrobat, Water Bending Skin, 2 Fire Nation Raiders, and a Cave of 2 Lovers. So yeah. Should be solid for... I mean, I have a fair amount of direct damage. I have a fair amount of card draw. And yeah, I'm going to call that good. That I'm going to take a break before giving it a whirl.